Hello, welcome to another episode of Thumpy Cat. Tonight I just thought that I would just serve a speed run, nothing crazy, nothing special. I was thinking about bringing up the topic of starting a gaming YouTube channel because that is what I've done recently and I feel like I've been doing my thing. I think I've been doing okay. Minding my P's and Q's, as I should. Oh my god. I'm sorry, I want to be jumping around a lot, but this build that I did for Diana, I've seen a couple of inspiration stuffs online, and honestly, I thought that I was going to go for them, but I ended up just not actually referencing them at all. So I kind of just did it off the back of my hand, and honestly I feel like it could have been a lot worse, but I feel like it could have been a lot better. I feel like I half-assed it a lot, but you'll see how it turns out. Anyway, so back to the topic that I wanted to talk about. Have you ever wanted to start a YouTube channel but felt like you couldn't because you didn't really think that you'd be able to do it good enough? Well, I have good news for you. You will never know unless you actually try. That idea that's been rolling around in your mind for a while, you should probably honor it and give it the chance of day. You should believe in it enough to be able to be like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna give you a shot, because if I don't believe in myself, who else will? Even when no one else is believing in me, I believe in myself, and that's kind of how it has to be for a while. Honestly, I stumbled upon a couple of videos by people talking about the same thing, and they all pretty much, it all comes down to just you. I realized that the hardest part of starting anything is literally getting started, whatever that may mean for you. Sometimes for me it's literally setting up everything and just starting, like literally starting. For example, and it could apply to anything. Like everything I'm saying could literally apply to anything. I honestly feel like everything can apply. I'm just kind of standing around. What am I doing? I'm not really doing anything. What? I'm sorry if this video is a flop or a waste of time. Oh my god, what is happening? Anyway, sorry for that mess. What was I saying? I have no idea what I was saying. What the hell was I saying? So yeah, everything I'm saying can pretty much apply to anything, like across all of life. I'm going to center it around starting a video game YouTube channel because that's what I've done recently. I've been wanting to do it for a very long time, but I just didn't really believe in myself that much. And honestly, sometimes your mind can just be your worst enemy. That's why it's always good to just listen to your body and focus more on how you feel as opposed to how you're thinking. Because sometimes I feel like my mind just tries to talk me out of everything I want to do. And as I get older, I'm just realizing how toxic my mind can be. So I feel like there's something to improve upon there, and I noticed that action and actually doing things and pushing past those thoughts really have been making a difference. I feel like I haven't been falling into the habits of self-doubt and negativity. I still go through that, but I don't linger there. Like I don't swim in those waters for as long as I used to. Like I have been starting things a lot sooner than I would have back then. And if it fails, it fails. Like I tried making like a little candle business that failed because I realized how much work and dedication and how much of a commitment that was going to be, and I wasn't ready for that. And so I made that investment. I tried to do that, and it didn't work out, but at least I tried. And that kind of snowballed into a lot of other things. So this is just another thing. It's a hobby. If it turns into something great, then great. But I, at the core, want to be true in my intention and what I'm doing. Like, I have fun doing it. I have fun editing my videos. I laugh at my own content sometimes, and I want to make people laugh. I want to feel as good as I do watching Angry Coconut or the Amanda Files or literally any other YouTuber. I love Chocolate Milk's playthrough of Innocent Life, a Harvest Moon game, and I love playing games, and I feel like playing games, recording, and then producing content, editing videos, I feel productive. I feel like I'm doing something. I'm not just going to work and then coming home and then wasting time. And honestly, if you enjoy what you're doing when you're wasting time, then it's not time wasted at all by any means. But I don't feel like I'm letting my life pass me by. You know, I don't want to grow old and be bitter because I never tried any of the things that I wanted to do when I was young. I was like, oh, I never amounted to anything, this and that, whatever. Even if I do work the same retail job for the rest of my life, at least I'll be able to know that, hey, at least I went for it. At least I made a resume and sent it out to talent agencies and tried to get my name out there. I tried to do things. You know, I made music, I made an album, I made a YouTube, and I committed to all of these things, and I'll feel proud of myself. And if it doesn't go anywhere, I hope that I'll feel comfortable in the fact that, you know what, I tried it, I did my best, and I guess it just wasn't in my path, and life had different plans for me. I mean, I know I have my plans, but sometimes I guess life just goes a different way, and I want to seize as much of that as I can. So I know that as humans we have a lot of power, and I feel like that power is a gift, and we can exercise as much of that power as we can, and I want to do that. Also, I needed to interject that consistency and commitment go pretty much hand in hand. And that is going to account for some of the work. There will be a certain level of work involved in anything you do in life, and that is something to get comfortable with too. You know, everyone is always talking about and dreaming about how they want to do what they love, but nobody really discusses loving what you do, and that is very important when you're doing something, because you have to love what you're doing. At least you have to love why you're doing it, because otherwise you're going to be struggling a lot harder than you need to. And honestly, working is so healthy. It's your mental state that can pretty much make or break that relationship you have with work, and it can affect your time at work. And I feel like it takes being somewhere you don't want to be to start thinking about where you do want to be. Although if your work environment is unhealthy, you should look for another option, for sure. Just remember that balance is key to anything, and to be gentle on yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Yes, challenge yourself, but don't be too hard on yourself. It's very possible to be too hard on yourself. Definitely take breaks and learn from your mistakes. Treat yourself very kindly and gently, like you would your son, daughter, or non-binary child. I'm kind of rambling right now. I hope I haven't strayed too far off topic, but I just want you to know, if you're watching this, if anybody's watching this, I just want you to know that you will never know unless you try. And if it's worth anything to you, I feel like it's worth investing in. I feel like you are worthy of living the life of your dreams. And if you try and you get there and you realize that it's not for you, or you realize that it's not what you thought it would be, first of all, you need to let go of any expectation, because you need to love what you do. If you're doing it just for the money, or if you're doing it just to get famous, that's not going to work. You need to love what you're doing, because at the end of the day, when it's just you laughing at your own content and you have 0 views and you're not going anywhere, quote unquote, going anywhere, you need to still be confident and comfortable with yourself and know that you can be proud of yourself because you did what you set out to do, and you found yourself worthy enough of investing in. I feel like we should definitely treat ourselves like we would treat our own children. You know, I feel like our relationship with ourselves really does matter to a very huge extent, and there is worth in that, because we as humans are really magnificent creatures. So I think that you can, at the very least, you know, I started with like a $20 capture card, and I realized that it wasn't that good because it was kind of a generic thing. No shade to generic capture, generic anything. I think it's a valuable resource for when you're getting started, but I realized that I actually loved what I was doing, and it kind of, like, the whole shtick behind the whole process of working with that capture card, I didn't really enjoy it, so I returned it and invested in a slightly more expensive capture card. Definitely not the most expensive out there by far. It was like 70-80 bucks. I love the new one now. I mean, it's not the best. It's kind of like the middle ground, you know. I realized that you don't want to get the cheapest thing, but you also don't want to get the most expensive thing. But I mean, looking back at the videos that I made with that capture card, honestly, they weren't even that bad. So honestly, you can literally start with anything, anywhere. Also, just like Rick Sanchez says, if you really know what you're doing, you don't need any fancy gadgetry gizmo crap. No shade, but a lot of really talented people started with like really bottom shelf stuff, and you will shine no matter what you have on or what you're using or doing. Someone on YouTube, he said, start before you're ready. Literally just start before you're ready. Don't wait until you're ready. Don't wait until everything is perfect, because honey, I have news for you. Nothing in this life is perfect. You can come close, but nothing at all in this life will ever be perfect. There will always be something that is just a little off. It's something to get comfortable about. I've grown to accept that. I'm trying to look for the person who said that. I feel like his video on it goes into a lot more depth, and honestly, he deserves more recognition. But he's essentially from Think Media, that YouTube channel, and so it's Sean Connell. The video is called like How to Get Your First 1,000 Subscribers or something. He pretty much drops a lot of truth. You'll learn as you go, honestly. Like, research, you know, watch tutorials and lessons as you go, and honestly, that applies for anything. Do what you want to do in this life, because for all we know, we might only just have one life. And I feel like I can delve into a lot of theory talk and scrambles on the whole topic, but I don't want to get too far off. So yeah, I think that you are very worthy of anything you want to do in this life. And don't compare yourself to anyone too. That's one of the biggest things I've realized. Do not, first of all, try to establish a healthy relationship with jealousy, because honestly, I feel like jealousy is never going to go away. And I feel like it's one of those things that you can develop a healthy relationship with. Angry Coconut basically says that jealousy is just, it just means that someone has something that you want. And I believe firmly that if someone is doing what you want to do, you should really take that as inspiration, as motivation. It's basically saying, yo, that's possible. Like, they're literally doing that. That's possible. I feel like a lot of the things anyone can think of has already been done. Not everything, but a lot of things have already been done, but nothing has been done your way. Like, literally, you've never done it before. So Don't worry about how far you'll get or how many views or subscribers or paychecks you'll get. Just do it. Do it because you want to do it. If your intention is literally just for money, honey, no, that's not what you should be doing. Do it because you want to do it. Like, I'm so happy that like I'm finally doing what I've been wanting to do for a very long time. Like, I'm literally just, you know, I love editing videos, and I love the feeling I get when I'm actually doing stuff like that. So do it because you love to do it. Don't worry about anything else. Release any expectations. Like, just because someone else is doing it doesn't mean that you can't do it. Honestly, like, that's nothing. Back to the speed build, by the way. I really tried it with this build. Like, I did not know what the hell I was doing, so I kind of, like, this is like a witchy lair for Diana or something. Like, that whole thing in the back is like a portal that she opened to summon whatever she needs to summon. I like to think that she already has an actual house, so she just comes here to do whatever it is that she needs to do. Yeah, it's not the worst I could have done, but it's definitely not the best. I think I was suffering from a little bit of burnout, but you know what? That brings me to my next point, is that you will not produce perfection 100% of the time. That is not true. Sometimes some things that you do will be completely inspired, and it will be like the best thing you've ever done until you do something even better than that. But honestly, you just have to keep creating, because you shouldn't wait. And I've learned this from music, like making music. Like, you kind of have to make a couple flops until you stumble upon something that you really want to work on. And you're like, oh shit, okay, yeah, this matters. Like, this is a good one. I'm gonna finish this one, because I have a lot of works that haven't been finished, and I don't see myself finishing them because I don't really, I don't vibe with them. But like, I did them, and I was like, okay, that's an idea that I thought would, come to fruition well, and it didn't really. And that's okay, because I'm gonna try something new. And always try something new too. Always try to be experimental and creative, and just do something new every time. Challenge yourself. Challenging yourself is another huge step. Honestly, there's going to be a lot of failures on the road to success, because you know what? Success isn't a plateau. It's not a pedestal that you finally find yourself on and you're like, okay, I'm successful now. I can rest. I can lay down. No, honey. Like, setting an intention to walk to the grocery store and getting there is like, that's a success. But now you're at the grocery store. What's next? What you gotta do? You gotta buy your groceries, and then you gotta take your groceries home. Like, it's not like the movies where everything ends and there's just nothing after it. Like, your life is your life until there is no life anymore. Listen to your body. Go for the feels. Like, do things that make you feel good. If making videos makes you feel good, then keep doing them until you don't feel like doing it anymore. But don't measure your success too early, your quote-unquote success too early. Like, if you got 10 videos on your YouTube and you don't really have that many subscribers, like, first of all, did you have fun making those videos? What can you do different? Is it just the same thing over and over again? Are you experiencing burnout? Maybe you should take a break. Maybe you're putting too much pressure on yourself, because a little pressure is good, but you don't want it to suck unless putting in the work sucks. Because honestly, like, yeah, recording the stuff is great and all, but then you gotta edit the videos. You have to make that start. You don't feel like editing videos, but it's something you feel like you should do because you want to do it, because it's at the back of your head and you're looking forward to it like all day at work, and then you get home and you're tired. You're like, oh, I don't want to do that right now. Honey, do that shit right now. Hardest part of getting started is literally getting started. Set a timer on your phone for 20 minutes. I'm going to load this video into iMovie or Final Cut Pro or whatever the hell it is that you're using. And then I'm going to just watch it for 20 minutes. Okay, I can make a cut here. All right, I'll make a cut. I can cut this part out. Okay, great. Is it, you know, what? And then you, like, after you get started, it's gonna be so easy because you're already gonna be in it. And once you're in it, you're gonna realize, like, okay, you know, this isn't that bad. But once, like, that's why you have to get out of your head, because in your head, you're thinking about it like it's this daunting task, when in reality, like, you want to just jump into the water so you can feel the experience of swimming in water. Unless you don't like swimming in water, unless you don't like water, unless you're scared of water or you're allergic to water, then don't jump into water, because that's just, you know, that's something you shouldn't do. But I honestly think that you should just go for it, release any expectations, and commit. You want to commit to it. You want to make a commitment to not only serving others, but also serving yourself, because I feel like we often neglect ourselves along the way. And I feel like we should try to make ourselves happy. You know, find out what makes us happy and then go for that. And I feel like there is just so much more I can say, but we are reaching towards the end of the video, and we're gonna watch me struggle now a little bit. It's not right now, but you're gonna watch me struggle trying to take Fauna's picture, because I was trying to go for, like, her closing her eyes on that cushion. Oh yeah, I made a mistake because she wanted a meditation room, but I accidentally put that, oh, I have my own idea. And that was not what I should have done. I should have, like, I wish that I had been able to go for her thing, but I think that's okay because I understood the assignment. So here I am about to embark on the journey that is trying to get a picture of her on that cushion. I wanted to grab a picture of her with her eyes closed, like she was in this meditative state, and then the circle would just glow around her, and then she would just look like she's meditating, and like the circle would just be lit up, and it would just be an epic picture. But it took me a while to figure out how to activate that ring to, like, glow and stuff, and it took me a while. It really did. This whole build was like an hour, and I, like, sped it up to, like, literally 25 minutes. This took a very long time. Yeah, this was when I figured out that I should just exit the room and come back, and then I tried to put her on the cushion really fast and then snap a picture. And also remember that experience is valuable. You learn through experience, and whatever you experience can be applied to other things because you learned from it. I'm sorry, this video is just messy, but I really hope that first someone watched this. Like, someone was able to watch this so that they can absorb anything that I said, because I feel like we start when, like, words can't describe. I can't begin to comprehend how timing in life works. Things just happen. And honestly, I don't want to dwell too much on why it didn't happen earlier, but I feel like it's never, ever, 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 ever too late to start doing what you want to do if you really want to do it. Never. Don't compare yourself, honey. Like, honestly, don't compare yourself. You're seeing the best side of everyone, and sometimes the worst side, but especially, like, magazines and all that stuff, like Instagram, you're seeing the best sides of people. You're seeing the edited version. So what's your best side? Like, what is your best side? Find your best side and thrive, honey. Thrive. I'm gonna cry. And with all of that said, I feel like I could just say a lot more things, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. I hope that you're doing well. Hydrate, drink water, listen to your body. challenge yourself more often, say no more often, and try to just live the best life you can. I know that's very generic and cliche, but keep repeating it to yourself until you really get it. And I love you. Bye-bye. Please, someone send help.